everyone, welcome to Maxima Buddy YouTube channel. Today we have a Vidul sir with us, who is the ex-fellow of JN Tata Abroad Scholarship. He is a JN Tata Abroad Scholarship holder. So we are going to discuss about JN Tata Abroad Scholarship, more details about the JN Tata Abroad Scholarship from his side. He is going to tell us about how you are going to apply for the JN Tata Abroad Scholarship, how difficult level of online test, how you will get the JN Tata Scholarship, what is the exact procedure of JN Tata Abroad Scholarship. So before any delay, let's get started with the Vidul sir. Welcome Vidul sir.
Hello. Thank you for having me here.
Before we go ahead, let us introduce about yourself only.
So as Karthik mentioned, my name is Vidul and I did my master's at Imperial College London in biomedical engineering. I specialized in biomaterials and tissue engineering, where basically the field is about making artificial tissue in the lab, which can be used for artificial meat. We have a lot of vegan meat in the market now, artificial leather, even artificial skin that can be used for grafting. And after that, I applied to a company called BitBio, where now I'm working as a research assistant, developing new cell therapies for liver candidates and even for neurons and muscles. So that has been my journey so far, and I'm happy to share my experience with you all.
Vidul sir, let us know about JN Tata Abroad Scholarship.
So in general, the JN Tata Scholarship is a merit-based scholarship, more than a need-based scholarship. So what is the difference between the two is basically you do not have to be in a bad financial condition to get the scholarship. You can be very well in your financial conditions, but still get the scholarship if you hold merit, if you have the drive, and if you have the admit in a good university. So that's one thing that separates JN Tata Scholarship from other scholarships, where you have to showcase that you really need the money. Otherwise, you will not be able to do the course ahead. So it's not only for people who just need to fill that financial backlog. Apart from that, JN Tata Scholarship, it is a network of, I think, around 2,000 scholars now. And we don't really interact much, but it's a nice network to be in. But there are times when the scholarship arranges parties, or in this way, conferences, I would say, where you can attend the conferences, you can attend and socialize with people and get to know them, what they are doing, and grow your network.
Okay, so first thing about the JN Tata Abroad Scholarship is there is no financial eligibility criteria for the JN Tata Abroad Scholarship. So let's get with another question. The question is
before you ask that, just a sec, I forgot to mention this. So the JN Tata Scholarship is a loan scholarship in a way. You have to repay whatever you have received from them, but over a period of 5 years after you have graduated. So you have to give back to the scholarship trust once you have received a scholarship. And I think the maximum amount that you can receive from the scholarship is 10 lakhs.
Oh, means this scholarship you have to repay after your academics. Once you get finalized with your final exam, you get the job, and that time by that time you have to repay the amount of the scholarship, right?
Yes, you have to pay it in installments. And there are other scholarships from JN Tata Scholarship itself. Like if you qualify for the JN Tata Scholarship, you are automatically eligible for gift scholarships as well. So that is decided after a year of your completion of the course. So say someone who completed the course last year will be eligible for this new scholarship this year, but they don't have to be in a course. So it's basically a gift for performing well and exceeding the expectations of the foundation. So they give you a kind of a boost in scholarship, which you don't have to repay, but you have to repay the initial amount. Karthik, you're muted, I guess.
So basically, once you get the JN Tata Scholarship, you are eligible for many other scholarship also.
Yes.
For the JN Tata Scholarship, there is an online test before we apply for the while we are going to apply for the scholarship. So how we have to prepare for the online test of JN Tata Scholarship?
The online test for JN Tata Scholarship is very similar to the GRE exams. And also, it's very similar to something that someone would give in a aptitude test or while sitting for company placements in the universities or colleges. They have an aptitude test usually for companies where they have to solve logical reasoning, quantitative, and even some language-based questions. That is why it's not something you have to prepare very specifically for. It's if you do your course and you're applying for a job or you're applying for GRE, you will be doing those questions already to answer them. I think you're muted,
Okay.
Kat. Yeah.
Okay. The next question is, how is difficulty level of online test? On which topic question will be asked to you while giving the online test?
So regarding the toughness of the online test, the questions are not difficult. It's basically the length of the test that is the problem, or people might find it challenging. You have to solve, I think, 40 questions in 20 minutes. And that's where the time crunch comes in. You have basically 30 seconds for each question, if you look at it. And you have to get it right as well, not just answer it. So that's the tough part of the test. The questions are quite simple. Again, if you've done your preparations for GRE, if you've sat for college placements, you would know how to solve these questions. It's just that these questions need very, very fast application and solving.
Can we have some example of that couple of questions which you had faced, and how was your experience while giving the online test? Means
So I don't unfortunately remember any questions right now, but I do remember there was questions like a lot of quants was there, like basic quants that you would have in GRE, which you would have to solve. Like maybe they have given you a series of numbers and what would be the next number, or maybe find the last digit of some complex exponential, things like that. And then you also have some English in there. Again, it's very similar to GRE or IELTS or TOEFL that you're giving. So you'll have some paragraph or something will be there. You'll have some logical reasoning as well. So it's the questions are very generic in the sense you will not see something that is very new. It is something, if you have prepared for GRE, if you have given any aptitude test, you would have faced them in your life before. And what was the next part of the question? I forgot, sorry.
how was your experience while giving the online test?
My experience was not bad, I'd say. It was just that I thought I had enough time. I was doing quite good with the time and the question, but by the end of the test, I think I just had to guesswork 6 questions out of the remaining. So I don't know. I was unsure I might not get the scholarship because I couldn't do the last 6 questions, but I luckily I got it. So yeah.
Let us know after you clear your online test, what is the next procedure, next step of the JN Tata Scholarship?
So after we complete the online test, we have to give an interview.
Which is
And
offline or online?
it is online. I mean, so the problem was that when I gave this JN Tata Scholarship interviews, COVID was around and it was online. But I am not aware of the fact if it has changed now. So it may be online, it may be offline, but I know when I did it, it was online.
Okay. And
And
how was your experience while giving the interview?
my experience was good. So JN Tata Scholarship, after you pass the online test, you have to fill in some more details about your background so that the JN Tata Foundation can invite a specialist on that topic. And along with the director of JN Tata Foundation, you will have an interview. So there'll be two interviewers. There'll be a specialist of your subject, and there'll be the director himself. So the interview was very much related to what I had done, what my field was about. And it was progressive in the sense they asked me questions on how I see this field or whatever I am doing becoming a part of mainstream industries and how it can change lives.
After passing through the two steps, first is the online test and after the interview, what
Yeah,
is the next procedure for the scholarship?
I think that's it. There is an
Okay.
online test and an interview, and that's where the
Okay, means once you done with online and after you clear your interview, you will eligible to get the scholarship, right?
yes.
How you will guide student who is going to apply for the scholarship?
So my advice for that would be do not lie on your application. Don't try to claim something that you have not done, because if you do that, they will ask you questions on that. The questions are not questions like solve this problem for me or what would be the answer for this. The questions are based on whatever you have done. So if you have not done something and you're claiming to have done it, when they will be asking you, you will not be able to answer some of those questions, and that's an easy way to get you out. And another thing is that have some background reading of whatever projects you have worked on. So it's not necessary that you would have the complete information about something. It's not possible at this stage. But what you can do is you can read up about it a bit, know what is going on regarding what your project was. So maybe, for example, in my case, I worked with um, a bone adhesive to fix fractures and how that could help. So I read up a bit on it so that I know what the current technology is on it, so that if someone asks me what is happening in this field, I should not just be limited to what I have done. I should know what the world is also doing. So that was my preparation for it, and that's my advice as well. Don't don't try to just claim something because they will get to know.
Okay, so
Yes.
my next question to Vidul sir is how this scholarship benefit your education means.
So this scholarship benefits my education because, from my perspective, if I didn't have the scholarship, I I would have paid 10 lakhs out of my own pocket. And now, because of the scholarship, I have that 10 lakh rupees with me, for example. And then after 5 years, I can pay that 10 lakhs in installments instead of paying it in one go. So it saves me some money and time to actually pay it in installments, because the university will not take it from me in installments. They will want it in one go. Or maybe even if they take it in installments, because universities have semester wise payments, you are still paying it in 3 rounds. instead of paying it over 5 years. So there's a big difference in how you can then manage your money and finances.
It means because of the JN Tata Scholarship, you don't have the burden of financial
Yes,
loan.
it provides a financial cushion, I would say. There is a financial burden. There will be some because you still have to repay it, but it does provide a cushion. It's not, it's like taking an EMI, but for education and on a very, very low interest. Like the interest rate is 2%, if I'm not wrong,
For
and
annually.
annually, and the interest rates get waived off if you pay everything on time. So if I pay back everything in 5 years, which is in the contract of JN Tata, they have to waive off the interest on that.
Oh, that's
Yes.
great. Actually, this question we have to I have to ask you in the beginning of the interview. This
Yeah.
question is, who is eligible for this scholarship? Means who can apply for this scholarship?
Anyone who is going to study abroad can apply for it. And again, there is no financial eligibility criteria. Anyone is eligible as long as they have the grades. And this is an unsaid thing, but usually students who are applying to more prestigious universities abroad have a better preference because by default, if you are going to a more prestigious university, you will automatically have better grades. Someone who would not have better grades or would not have better capacity or capability would not be able to get into those universities, unfortunately. So that's a very good way for them to kind of separate who to select for the online test and who to not select.
Means basically any student who want to study in abroad can able to apply
Yes.
for the Tata scholarship without any financial terms and condition, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as per our information, for the this scholarship, we required letter of recommendation. So
Yes.
can you guide us about this letter of recommendation?
So the letter of recommendation is very similar to what you would submit to universities abroad when you're applying to them. And the format is very much similar. And you have to just ask your supervisor or your professors to write a letter of recommendation for you, where you can just say why and um, how you are eligible for such a scholarship, why you should be selected for this. So the letter of recommendation doesn't need to be anything different than what you are applying, what you're giving when you're applying to universities.
Okay, okay. So one more question, it is last question of our interview, that we required a statement of purpose
Yeah.
for this scholarship. How we have to prepare for this statement of purpose?
So the statement of purpose needs to be, I think, a bit shorter than what you would give for a university admission. But the basic information on that should be similar. Like it should have why you want to do this course. Why do you want to do this course in this university? And what benefit are you going to get from this? And in general, what is your career trajectory? Where do you want to go after that? So if you write about this, you cover these topics well, you should get a good statement of purpose out of it.
Yeah, basically we have to clarify our targets, means why we
Yes.
want the scholarship and how it is going to benefit to the society.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, our interview is going to end in this question, but I have one more question for you.
Yes,
uh,
sure.
the question is, how you look at the scholarships? Means, I'm not talking about just JN Tata scholarship. I'm talking about the in general procedure of the scholarship, how you look at the environment of the scholarship, and have you got any other scholarship apart from this JN Tata scholarship?
So I am not very sure what you mean by how I look. Do you mean how I search for them, or what do you mean?
No, actually, I want to mean that basically in Indian culture and or in any educational system, when we talk about the scholarship, in from last 3 year, we have our tagline that scholarship ही भीख नहीं है, तुमचा अधिकार है. Okay, means
Yeah.
it is not begging, it's your
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
So when we say that you are eligible, then apply for the scholarship. People think that, why should we apply for the scholarship if we are it means they feel downward for the applying
Okay.
scholarship. So,
So
how you look at the scholarships?
my perspective to the scholarship is that no matter what my financial background is, if I cannot afford to educate myself, then I should not have that education, because then I have my education because of my privilege and not because I am talented enough to have it. So I have two scholarships. I have a scholarship from JN Tata and Narottam Saxeria Foundation to cover my education. So, I mean, if I wouldn't have that scholarship, maybe I still would have done my master's. But the thing is that I know I did it based on my talent. There was nothing in this world that could stop me from doing what I wanted to do. And I think that's the way I look at it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. First of all, this US statement is means a lot. Since youth
Yeah.
of any educational society, youth of any society, we need to understand this statement. Scholarship is not just about the begging. We are going to get something. If we want to achieve our dreams, achieve our targets, we need something which we, apart from the financial
Yeah.
situation, we need to understand it. Okay. Thank you so much, Vidul sir, for getting in touch with us, giving your valuable time to Maxima Buddy YouTube channel, and the people who is going to hear us from this YouTube video.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me here, Karthik and Aniket. It was nice talking to you all, and I wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.